the bag work about an apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? Y'all to an Apartment 5B podcast hosted by man Kill. I got my squad with me today. I'm hyped because I got my brother White up here with me. This is my man since 92.
What up?
University. What's going on, White man? What's good?
Everything's good, bro. It's a blessing. Thanks for having me, man.
Man, this is too long to make this happen, man. We've been talking about it for years. DJ Wreck went out of. Where are you at? San Antonio or Houston?
Yo, you stay here. I'm in Houston, man. I'm in Houston. Brother called me when Harvey hit and forgets where I'm at. All right. That's love, though. That's love. Everybody check them. That's love.
What's good? So let's get it started, man.
We got my man Burns on the camera. Just gonna be seeing Burns. Cool R&B image for a while when he talks.
Big V.
Yeah, cool R&B image, so we gonna get popping. But tonight's show is about naming 5 MCs who, for whatever reason, you rocked with, but for whatever reason, you just kind of fell off you. So this could be somebody who literally fell off, like nobody's checking for it. It could be an MC that may be still at the top of his game, but for you and your interest, you just don't check for that person anymore. And y'all know me, I'm always interested in why, what happened, breaking that down. So White, your first time chopping it up with us, what's one of your 5 MCs who you stopped feeling and why?
I swear I don't want to sound cliche when I say this, but I gotta say Drake, since people think that he's at the top of the game. He was, when I first got introduced to him, I saw, actually, I heard him rhyming over Ignorant Shit by Jay and Beanie.
Right.
And I was, one of my homegirls was like, yo, listen to this dude. And I was like, yo, this dude is nice. You know what I'm saying? Then early on, I was like, yo, he might be the next one. To be perfectly honest, once he got exposed for not really writing all his joints, that was it for me. You know what I'm saying? I take that very serious though. Lyrics is the most important part of hip hop to me. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't write all your joints, and it's clear you don't write. It's not like he helped you with a hook or something. He wrote the joint, you know what I'm saying? And then you went and did, it's like, that's not you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all of you gotta be a shoot 'em up dude if you talk about that. But I'm like, if the way people gravitate to that cat, it's, he's good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? To hear that wasn't authentic, it kind of made me step back from him a little bit and not really check for him like that for as far as his albums and stuff like that is concerned. Every now and then I catch a little single or something like that, but even that stuff, it doesn't seem like it's geared towards what I like and geared towards what, how he started. I guess now he got to make hits.
Right.
So it's a little different than him just trying to songs and freestyle over beats. I'm not saying that he's not nice, because he's incredible as far as the MC is concerned, but just as far as me checking for him like that anymore, I haven't really rocked with him like that in years.
Nah, I feel you. And the funny thing is it was a time in hip hop where people stopped caring. You know what I mean? It was around that time when what was it? Gilly out of Philly, when he was like, yo, I got Wayne kissing baby, and they posted the picture, and it was like, niggas was like, so what? It's a father kissing his son. And it was like, no, you
not in the mouth.
Yeah, for real.
Black love. It's like, no, that's not cool. When 50 put Rick Ross used to be his CEO, and Rick Ross like, nah, I wasn't. All right, I was. It just showed me that hip hop was going in a whole nother direction, to where writing your rhymes or any type of being authentic, it didn't matter. It just, because I look at Drake, like you said, ever since that came out, I just look at Drake as an entertainer.
Yeah.
I don't look at him as an MC. He's like the new school Sammy Davis Jr. You know what I mean? Like that dude is just an entertainer. I wouldn't be shocked if the next album that nigga tap dancing across. The entertainer. So like, but I'm with you. After that whole you don't write your rhymes, and it was like, all right, we gonna put you in.
That's the thing that bothered me. Like nobody cared.
Right.
Like you said, nobody cared. How you don't care about not writing your rhymes? And everybody said, well, R&B singers do it. That's totally different.
Yeah.
That's totally different. That's a whole other genre of music. And hip hop, it's that part of the game is very important. Like I said, it's the most important to me. So to hear that somebody that the masses exalt as the top dude and he don't do that,
right?
I can't rock with that.
What you got, Nick?
I got a question. So what do you feel that disconnect happened? Because it's a generation gap. Because I think I'm a lot younger than most. I'm born in '79, so I was kind of at the tail end of where lyrics, you writing your own rhymes mattered. Even though we knew cats like Puff had Mace writing for him and this and that, but for the most part, like if this happened back in the '90s, Drake wouldn't have a career.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yo, if you heard that Memphis Bleak wrote Dead Presidents, I would be heartbroken.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's like you said, Nick. It's a generation gap. Like I had tweeted this thing out the day that I seen when they was like, "Yo, Rakim, name your top 5," and he named 3 of them was Grandmaster Caz.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Kool Moe Dee. And the thing is it's an age thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. And when it just, like we always said, that we, White and I and Vern and some of the older people, we were raised on the hip hop culture. You know what I mean? A lot of these people are only raised on rap music because the culture is gone. There is no graph, there is no breaking, there is no DJs like that. So I think I can't pinpoint an actual time and date, but it was when the culture died and it just became almost entertainment. You know what I mean?
But even with Meek, because Meek younger than me, I guarantee you he thought that was the Trump call. Like, yo, I got this guy.
Right.
And it just backfired.
Absolutely.
Like, okay. He didn't write his line, so what? Like that shit hurt him more than it hurt Drake.
I mean, you know what it comes back to, fam? I think it was how you were raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could do a whole show on that. Like, with hip hop being born in New York, how did the laws transfer throughout all the states? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, serious, from flat.
I'm from Atlanta.
Right.
Said I'm an outsider looking in.
Yeah. Right, but the whole thing is, certain hip hop rules were transferable. Like there's no biting. I don't know why, if that was from somebody watching Beat Street or somebody, because for younger cats who watched the show, there was no internet. Our internet was the source. That was it.
True.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how these laws transfer, but maybe in Toronto it was like, yo, who cares? Right? Like I was showing Nate a Get Down the other day, and it was funny because when Books was writing the other people's rhymes, Naomi was like, why he writing their rhymes? But back in the day, I was explaining to her, like, y'all was friends. So if everybody up there are friends and we want to start a group and I'm the only one who write, then I'm going to write everybody rhymes. Like, it's no big deal because we a group and everything like that. So I just think throughout time, we, and I did a podcast on this and people are always like, yo, who cares about ghostwriting in 2017? I'm like, yo, it's still a hip hop sin. Like, it just is. And some younger folk may never understand that, because they don't understand the hip hop culture. They don't understand that there were rules to this, that you just couldn't bite somebody else's style and call it yours. You know what I mean? But I think I can't give you the exact date, but trust and believe it definitely was lost.
Hey, on a side note, and he has no excuse for it. And this is why I don't give him pretty much any credit. Jermaine Dupri seemed like he never had an original idea. Every group he's had, he's bit somebody. I mean, he had Criss Cross with Cali draws, man. Pick a fight. I'm like, man, get out of here. So that's a whole nother side note, but I feel you.
Yeah. But Vern, I'm glad we got you in the flesh, bro. Which one of your MCs? Which one of the folk you used to rock with, but you ain't feeling no more?
Bruh. Okay, so I'm a native tongue head, and there was a huge gap, after Dayline Tribe did their thing. Cat at work was like, man, this dude is on your vein. I think you're gonna like him. Check out the CD. I seen the name Kanye West in the source and stuff. I thought his name was Kane, and I never really knew about his music. I took that College Dropout CD home, and I was hooked from day one, man. But brother, you know, I can remember being at Centennial Park with my daughter on my shoulders, rocking to Jesus Walk and stuff. And so College Dropout, he had me. You know, late registration, graduation, he had me. 808s, I started waning, and after that, if you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you nothing on the life of Pablo or my weird dark fantasy, whatever that crap is, bro. Hey, you know, Twitter always talk about canceling people. I don't cancel people, but when I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. And you know, and I imagine, you know, I don't even want to know what it feel like to lose your mom, but I could see the change in him totally once he lost his mom, brother.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, he just started wilding out and just saying crazy stuff. So Kanye for me fell off.
Hey man, I like Pablo. I don't know why y'all hate this.
I don't even know about it. I don't care to check for it.
I don't know why y'all hate this album so much, man.
Because it's trash.
And y'all,
I thought my deep twisted dark fantasy was a
That
dope
was
album.
dope. Yeah, that was his last.
That was the last joint.
Album.
Yeah.
Kanye was on my list actually. He was second.
He's on my list. He's first on my list. He's first on my list.
Yeah, I don't rock with Ye no more.
I think another piece too is, man, and Cass called me crazy for this, but yo, my dark twisted fantasy, he was messing with Amber Rose. Once he got with Kim Kardashian and he married her, I was like, yo, man, it's like that Kardashian curse is real, man. Like, yo, bang on it,
real.
That's cool. But like, I'm glad James Harden got out of there.
Yo, the game I went to, he was killing, and I told my wife the same thing. He was messing with her. He realized his game was suffering. He let her go. And look what he did. The dude, I mean, if Russell Westbrook did not think about it, yeah, exactly. If Russell Westbrook did not have that season, we would be talking about James Harden as the reigning MVP of the league.
You already see what Harden doing this season.
And it's easy.
Right. So to me, like that was the thing for me. Once he married a Kardashian and you a Kardashian, I don't know if y'all saw this, but the mom had a talk show. And Ye was on there.
Oh Lord!
Talking with a British accent.
I
was like, like this dude is really talking like he Idris Elba. Like
he was in a sunken place, bro. She had the coffee cup and everything. He's in a sunken place for real.
If you ever see me doing this show talking with a British accent, somebody,
I'm driving to the crib, yo.
When I see him talk with a British accent, I was just like, oh man, this poor dude is done, man.
One more point on that. I was with somebody and they raised something I can't prove it to be so, but it is an interesting point. When Kanye lost his mom, Miss Kardashian is a strong influence. The mom, and I think, you know, that might have been another reason why he was drawn to that family.
Maybe I just know with my dark twisted fantasy, Amber was there. So,
but I agree with Vernon. Like when he lost his mom, you could, like you said, it's a very market change you saw in him. It wasn't even subtle. The Jay that said George Bush doesn't care about black people, we'll never see that nigga again.
Never. I miss the old time.
Exactly. He going forever.
And he was rocking that Afro shag. I knew this is done. Yeah, like the Afro mullet, like that. I said, Kanye done, bro.
Those wax shoes he putting out, them geriatric fours. He like Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson got with Robin Givens.
That's kryptonite right there.
I'm telling y'all, I be telling you, with plays a part in how you come off.
Oh yes, sir.
Real talk, like whoever your wifey is gonna play a part. Yeah, we gonna talk about one on my list about a chick who twisted him up too far back, and he ain't coming back. Nick, who's one of yours, bro?
So are we just sticking to like current cats or like?
No, whoever's gonna like. Okay. You know, I got some.
Start with the heavy hitters. Off top, I'm gonna have to say Wu-Tang as a group. Now solo wise, I'm still check for Ghost, Ray. That's about it. Meth, he put out something. I'll check Meth. But like Wu-Tang as a group, I have not liked the Wu-Tang album since the W. That was like 2000, right?
Yeah, that was 99, 2000. That was the Uzi joint.
That shit they just put out, calling it a Wu-Tang album, the Mathematics compilation joint with Redman on there, more than some of the Wu members. Like,
I don't know.
Stop playing with.
That people talking joint is ridiculous.
It got a couple of cuts on there.
And that was vintage Meth on that. That's when I liked it, because Meth was on some. Once him and Red got together, it seemed like they both got on some weird shit. But now it seems like they got back to, okay, I'm not just gonna hit y'all. I'm just gonna bar y'all up, and y'all can't do nothing about it. Like, I thought Meth's performance on the most recent Wu album was he went back. Or the one they just dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
I thought I thought Meth shined pretty good on that. Inspector Deck always been one of my favorite members. I think he got busy on that. Yeah. I wish I'd have been seeing more Ray and Ghost on that, because they're my favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
Yeah, so I feel you on that too. I think Wu as a group, like you said, I think they kind of lost its luster a little bit once they splintered off a little bit, had a little beef, changed things up a little bit.
And I think the other thing too with the Wu is just that, you know, and we was talking about this before, Nick, that like RZA being a producer is huge for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like, you know, is it a Tribe album if Tribe don't produce nothing?
Right.
You know, So, like you said, it was almost like this was a mathematic album featuring members of the Wu, but, you know, marketing wise, it's easy to just call it a Wu album, because if it was just mathematics, nobody probably would even check for it. You know what I mean? But calling it a Wu album made people be like, okay, it's dope. And I think that's the thing. It works best when he's in a group. Because to me, Meth is one of the dopest 16s in the game. If you need a hot 16,
yes, sir.
If you need a whole album, I don't know. Yeah. 3 verses 14 times. But if you get it out, Meth got it. You know, got that. So I think Meth. But yeah, I feel you. Right, which one of yours, man?
Nas, man. I stopped checking for Nas after Kill. I got it.
No!
I think I got it. Do I got it? Nah, I ain't got it on me. Life is Good. I stopped checking for Nas after Life is Good. And it was back and forth, because when he came out with Street's Disciple, I gave it the Wu-Tang effect, man. It did not need a double CD. Half of them joints was trash. But Life is Good kind of gave me, you know, some reassurance. But after that, man, I'm done. I'm really kind of just done with Nas. He could drop a song here or there, but I'm done with Nas, man. I'm good. One of y'all gonna have to convince me to listen to it. I'm gonna be on my kill. One of y'all gonna have to convince me to listen to a full Nas album in 2017, 2018, because I just don't think it's gonna have that lackluster that we know he can give. He's done.
Nas is the greatest MC and the worst beat picker.
Oh yes,
he got. I call it bad beat syndrome, BBS.
if he had the ear that Rick Ross had, Nas would be the greatest. He'd be the greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah, but
we all say that too. It'd be the same thing. Like, if he had Rick Ross ear for beats, it'd be a different story.
Rick Ross got the best ear for beats in the game to me.
I agree. But I think, especially now that he's with Nicki Minaj, he's done. He's fried. He's fried catfish.
That might be that Caucasian effect.
Yeah, fried catfish. That's what I'm going with for first one, man. Is NAS.
Yeah, the hard part with Nas, man, I don't like White said, we all know it's the B syndrome, but even when he was doing Life is Good, somebody had said something to him like, yo, why wasn't Primo on the album? He was like, yo, because I was going through divorce. So, you know, just being in the studio with Swiss and No ID and Salim Remy, who was all divorced. And I'm like, damn, now you nigga gotta be divorced to make the album. Like, you know, I'm like, yo, I feel like it is. Excuse me. I feel like it's that person. And T was just telling the story the other day back when we worked at EAA. Before we was dating, she would come through and be like, who's coming to church with me? And everybody be like, me. And I'm like, yo, y'all stop lying to this nigga. Like, nobody's going to church with her. Like, nobody's get up on Sunday to go with her. Like, stop lying. And I feel like that's what it is with Nas and Primo. Like, Nas keep coming up with, like, Nas is never doing no album with Primo. Like, he's not. I don't know.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No.
That's like Detox.
Yeah. Primo works too slow, and Nas just is in a fucked up space.
I think low key they don't fail Premier beats, man. Because when the last time Jay-Z worked with Premier? Like 99?
I mean, I think
they send them beats and they never pick them.
I can see Nas working with Primo before I can see Jay working with Primo.
Yeah,
I think Jay Moore is a businessman, and he looks more in the I could be singles out or something. Actually, let me take that back. I think before 444, Jay thought like that. I think now he's in a space where I can put out what I want. I actually think Nas is in that space. I think his fans think that he's in that space that he can put out what he wants. I think we'll eat up. Like Nas can live a good life doing 15,000 arenas.
He can, but the problem is he keeps releasing these I forget what the album was called, but it's like basically the joints that didn't make the album. If he released those as his albums, the lost tapes, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I don't know who the fuck is not clearing samples, but they need their ass kicked. Because
you got, I think with Nas, he's in a weird space because at the end of the day, being 43, I see the game different than I did when I was 21.
Yeah.
All about the culture, and it's about the culture, dog. You know, it got daughter in college, you know, you got mortgages. Like, so when you're in the industry, you play this hard part of I want to do what I want to do, but if it ain't making no money and this all I know how to do, you know, you're in a weird place. Like even with the I don't want to take it too far to the left, but even with like that CTE stuff with football, even if you're a football player and you're like, man, I want to end up like that, what else the fuck you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you support your family.
But at this point, Nas is good financially. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the issue. I think that if I'm a record label and I'm trying to market Nas, who am I marketing him to? You know, like, how do you? Yeah, but we not important to them.
We're not buying them.
True that. But Nas has
to
been
them.
in the game long enough to where if he did and I'm just going to use this as an example, a 444 type of album where it's just beats and lyrics, people are gonna buy it. Period. Point blank. Because this is what people have been looking for from him his whole career.
No, Nas fans have been looking for that, but it's different. Like Jay is a much bigger.
Jay is
artist.
a lot bigger. Yeah.
I mean, shit. The way it is now, you sell 300,000. You got.
Yeah, I think that somebody needs to articulate that to Nas and be like, look, that's why I said like Nas can do 5,000 seat theaters and sell out 50 dates if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? You got that many fans to do that, but if you're a record label and you're like, okay, we need to recoup that $3 or $4 million that we gave him, or that $10 million that we gave him, are we gonna do that through record sales? Nas ain't signing no 360 deal at this part.
That's why he don't need to be with no record label. He should have been had his own situation.
But he definitely. He got his manager putting him in these investments. He got the tech stuff. He was in early on Lyft.
Yeah.
He got 3 restaurants now, so he's thinking
he's selling Hennessy now. Remember, he said he was never gonna do that shit. Now he got commercials with his motherfucker rapping about Hennessy. He said that. He said
I said never in 22. Man,
hey.
Khalees got in them pockets. Khalees was like, yo, I need that. So you're like, yo, I gotta do it. Khalees like, yo, I need mine.
We're going back to the divorce, don't we?
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's where it started.
Change your life, boy.
That's who I got though, man. I'm sorry for the rant, but that's
nah. First person I got on my list, most people probably know, I'm gonna go with Prodigy. God bless the dead. P to me was one of the illest, nastiest, hell on earth. That dude was in a zone I ain't never seen before. Put holes through your clothes like Jamaican clothes. I mean,
Jamaican clothes.
Quotables, but it's kind of similar like how I look at the Bible. You got BC, before Christ, and after death. You got pre-Summer Jam and post-Summer Jam. You know, and that right there is the vision, because that Summer Jam, let me tell you a funny story. It's off topic. One of my teams was wilding on one of my homegirls in my center, and he tried to like wild out on me. I was like, nigga, don't be the next contestant on that Summer Jam screen. Because the nigga had got his ass whooped, and he ain't think I knew there was a video of him getting his ass whooped. So I'm like, next time you come in here, because, and it's funny because he's 14, 15. He don't know nothing about he talk about something.
Born.
You know, but I'm like, keep talking, and you're gonna see your face up on that screen every day when you walk in here. But I look at he almost like the cats of a 95 Nick Anderson. And he missed them free throws.
Yeah.
Hold up. Was HNIC before Summer Jam or after?
It was before.
That was right.
Before.
Yeah, it was before. It was
before.
Because that album was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Summer Jam was Blueprint. Summer Jam was Blueprint. It was after Blueprint.
Yeah, Keep It Thorough before Summer Jam, but it was all like.
You gotta respect Jay for being able to almost end. He put Mobb Deep on the bench for like 2.5 years, but then he put a battery in Nas back at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Nas was dormant during that time. You know what I'm saying? Kinda. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really fucking with him. I think he had what's that album he put out that had Project Windows on it?
That was the Lost Tapes.
Nostradamus or something,
that was the
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Oh my
Nostradamus.
Lord, that was
Exactly.
the worst album
Exactly.
ever.
So what Jay-
Most
so
hyped
exactly.
worst album.
Excuse me. So what Jay did once he put Mobb Deep on the bench, he woke Nas up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He kind of gave Nas a little bit, a jolt to get back out there. And he gave Nas a good second half of his career where he went on. I don't think Jay meant to do that, of course.
Right.
I thank him for saying, ask Nas, he don't want to withhold.
Don't want to withhold, yeah.
That's one of my favorite rappers of all time. So for him to be putting out that bullshit, I was like, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? I need you to get back in it.
Right.
Once Jay called him out, and I think Jay said one time, like, yo, the reason why I did that, because I was a Nas fan too. And the nigga was putting out the bullshit. So
Exactly.
I had to get him back in. If that's what I got to do to get him back in, then fuck it.
Can we get somebody to do that for Jay?
But so to me, after Summer Jam, P just never seemed like he had it again. It'd be a good verse here and there, but like a solid, Mobb Deep album or verse, I don't think for me it was there. And then to be honest with you, a couple of years ago when he dropped the Albert Einstein joint, I was listening to the album and he got a song where he like, yo, I gotta shoot this nigga. Oh, I see a little nigga just picked up his little girl from school. Fuck it, I'm still shooting in front of the little girl. She need to know shit is real. And even at that point in time, I'm like, dog, I'm so far away from that. Like, I got my daughter in the back seat.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog,
I can't listen to that.
I'm like, dog, you've been murdering niggas since I was in college. I graduated.
I know, right?
I'm like, and you
20
still
years
murdering.
doing the same
Like,
thing. Yeah.
I'm good. So I think even if Summer Jam never existed, it just for me would have been a point that I just can't take that shit.
Content,
It was cool at 21, not at. So I think that's Prodigy. White, what's another one for you, Bree?
He had to take a breath.
It's tough because I'm still a fan of Son, but I gotta say Meek, man. If I'm keeping with current MCs.
Now I am interested as to hear why.
I was a fan, and almost the same thing I'm gonna say when I said about Drake. I was a fan of early Meek. I thought that his album after the stuff he went through with Drake was cool. I thought his Nicki Minaj years hurt him. just like you were saying that it might happen with Nas. I just think that he started. It got some. I think Meek is so nice, but he never expanded his subject matter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, how many rollies can you talk about? I mean, I get that. I know you got money, man, but I need to hear something else. And there was some every now and then he would give you some, some introspective stuff, and to be like, that's cool. But I think once he caught that L, it was hard for him to get back in that. And I gave him a chance because I was a Meek fan. Like I said, I was never really a Drake fan until after the mixtape stuff. You know what I'm saying? Once the album stuff came, once he signed the Young Money, it seemed like I was like, I don't know. But with Meek, it was like, yo, I was rooting for him. I'm like, yo, Meek is like, he give you bars. He a battle rapper that actually was able to make songs. You know what I'm saying? I love battle rap too. So it's like, yo, I like cats who can give you stuff that I got to rewind that, hear that again. And it got to the point where he wasn't doing that. And it got to he was just showing off so much. It's like, all right, man, I know that, you know what I'm saying? But you can give me more than that. And it seemed like he leveled off after a while. Almost like how Kill was talking about with Prodigy. It's like, okay, well, all right, man, you done shot everybody. Everybody dead. What else can you give me other than that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, Meek, I know about the plane. I know about the Wraith. I know about the Rollie. What else can you give me to make me listen to it? So I go through his joint, listen to the album cuts, try to stay away from the singles, but it just wasn't reaching me like some of the early stuff that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And
no doubt.
Yes. So the last couple projects that he, actually the last project that he put out, I tried to give it a listen, but it really didn't move me the way I thought it would.
All right. No doubt. Vern, who you got up next, man?
Man, compiling this list made me really appreciate cats that still got it and been doing it for 10 to 20 years. This next group, man, it pains me to put them on here, but I'm sure most of y'all will agree because I'm gonna check you in the lie if you say you don't agree. Public Enemy, man.
Oh yeah,
man. Yeah.
You know,
it does hurt.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck's the reason killed and sell drugs, man. You know, for real. That's real talk. Yo, Bum Ruster Show, Takes the Nation Million, Fear Black Planet, and a part of Apocalypse 91. But after that, dude, if you put a gun in my head, bro. And I think, because I got another group on the list, and I think it's the same thing. When your subject matter boxes you in, that's only so many times. Well, it's the same thing. There's only so many ways you can talk about killing and shooting somebody. There's only so many ways you can talk about some of the things Chuck talks about. It's like, for instance, I'm a Christian. But y'all know them ones that every time you see them, that's somebody's a vegan. Every time you see them, it's like, all right, man, but what else can you talk to me about? I want to hear you. I mean, Chuck ain't never been just spitting and just rhyming about nothing in general. So that kind of pigeonholes him to a degree. So for me, he fell off. The Public Enemy fell off in an extent where I was not checking for them anymore after about 91.
Indeed.
Yeah. And his style, like his flow never advanced.
And it wasn't. His voice was too strong for him to change up his flow because his voice is what we know Chuck for, man. I mean, some of the shit that he said, shit.
Chuck might have the greatest voice ever.
Yeah, I think so. That's talking about voices in hip hop. He's definitely top 3.
Yeah.
So his voice alone is going to take over what he's saying, and then you got to go back and listen. And if Chuck ever changed his flow, it would change the whole thing. But Vern's right, man. I stopped checking for PE after the Shut 'Em Down remix.
Yeah.
But that also lets you know how the popular part of hip hop has shifted. Like when we were younger, like Public Enemy, they were still talking about the same thing, but they were one of the most popular groups out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They wasn't talking about none of the crazy shit, was the money and all that stuff. He talked about his 98.
Yeah, my 98, I'm Bronco.
Yeah.
Conscious rappers were some of the most popular rappers. PE, Tribe, Brand Nubian,
They Lie.
You know what I'm saying? Like, They Lie. You know what I'm saying? So
the shit we need now.
Yes,
yeah, exactly. So once that changed and the conscious stuff wasn't a part of popular, I think because our generation got older, and then the younger generation, like maybe our younger brothers and sisters and stuff who might have been 5, 6, 7 years younger than us, they started getting into, when Puffin them came. And I love that era. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not one of them niggas that hate the shiny suit era, because that shiny suit era gave me Big, the Locks, a whole bunch of niggas that I fuck with forever. So, but I think that changed it from, now it's not a big, before it was a big deal for you to even have a car. You had a 190 Benz, you was a man around the way. Once money came into hip hop, and it's like, now I could do this shit on the island. I could do this shit on the boat. It's different. It's like now we celebrating. It ain't about us fighting to get out of whatever squalor we were in anymore. And I think that once that changed and the consciousness moved out of rap and the more of the braggadocio came into like, I got money now, we celebrating now. I think that changed a lot of things when it came to that. So the people that we listen to, and they still nice. Like, it's not like Chuck can't rap. It's just that, the way he's doing his business now, where he's not using popular producers, he's, he encompasses with everything. He does everything himself as far as that. He does the website stuff, he does production, he does everything. So he don't look to anybody else to do anything. So his sound is the same it's been from the last time they put out one of those albums, late 2000s. So he hasn't evolved at all. And then you got the presidents who have fallen away, you know what I'm saying? And De La put out, they put out a good album recently, but Tribe had put out their last album, which we love. But those conscious rappers that were in that lane, that made the toe points,
I'm a De La head, but I did not like none of this nobody. I did not.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
On the anonymous nobody.
You might be right on that.
We can spend an hour on that, man.
I can't think of one single that I played off that recently.
Dude, when 2 Chainz has one of the hottest verses on a
De La
Daylight
Soul
album,
album,
come
yeah,
on, man.
that's a problem.
That's a
2
problem.
Chainz shouldn't even be on the Daylight.
Thank you, sir.
That alone is blasphemous.
I got to put my hood up for that one.
You brought up a good point, though, that I just thought about, a correlation. If you think about the struggle in the 60s, that generation, my parents grew up in the 70s. Man, they was partying and getting high and all of that kind of stuff because the struggle kind of was over. We kind of made it. That's the same thing in hip hop.
Yeah,
Chuck D's initial area, they were, struggled. So then that shiny suit came in, everybody was celebrating. I just thought about that when you were talking.
It's a good analogy. Yeah.
And then the thing too is, Cass gotta remember Chuck is old as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
He almost 60.
1960, yeah.
Chuck
almost 60.
had when Rebel Without a Pause came out. I was 13. Like, he was already 26. Like,
Exactly.
And the thing that I do commend Chuck for is that he never bent with his beliefs.
Yes.
He could have easily said, you know what, let me try to do this to stay popular. Let me try to do that to stay popular. And he didn't. And then I think, like White said, the production didn't grow either, because I know for our generation, that bomb squad, that loud horns and those sirens.
Yes.
But after Can't Trust It, it kind of was like, all right, we kind of done with the loud sirens and all the chaos going on. Like, these are becoming a little more simplistic. And what I mean by simplistic is not a diss, but not taking 50,000 samples to make one song. We're now doing mass appeal. We're now doing, joints that aren't as extravagant. And I don't think the Bomb Squad could kind of keep up with where the production of hip hop was going also. So, and then came Flavor of Love. So,
that was it.
Man.
That was
the best thing we got out of Flavor of Love was delicious.
Yeah.
The best thing we got out of Flavor of Love was delicious. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, Nick, what you got up next, bro?
I gotta say Ice Cube, and
Yeah, you got
was, like, as a 12-year-old discovering rap in '91, that was one of the first, like Low End Theory is what made me love hip hop. So when I started trying to find tapes, Death Certificate was one of the first ones I heard. To hear America's Most Wanted, that was a great album. The Predator was good, but it was kind of off from that level of quality. By the time Lethal Injection came, that was like half and half. So when he came with Mac 10 and Dub C and West Side Connection, it was just like, and ever since then, like, Ice Cube just don't got it.
I still rock with West Side Connection a little bit. I can't front. I still like West Side Connection. I feel bow down.
I like Dub C.
Yeah, Dub C is nice.
It's like his flow was kind of off.
Oh my goodness!
Like Ice Cube just don't got it. Cause like any solo album that came after that West Side Connection, one song got with it, and he's put out like at least 4 or 5.
At least 10. I mean, I was listening to his discography today because he was on my list. Bruh, Ice Cube said, "Back up off me. I'll burn you just like hot coffee." He said, "I had to write some of this stuff down because it was Tiger about to change his name to Cheetah. Women love it when they see me on the motorcycle, but dudes hate me because I make more money than Michael." I'm like, yeah, come on, man.
That's the "Are We There Yet" Cube.
Yeah, because his flow changed and his lyrics changed.
We did the Dumb Mega joint.
Nah, I'm not. No.
Yeah, we be clubbing Cube. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Remember the Bomb Squad gave Cube life, right? When he left that
Yeah.
Yep. I think the hard part with Cube too, man, is, I mean, I don't write rhymes. I envy people who do, because it's not easy. But I think it's hard to try to stay, and it's like Vern said, it's hard to try to stay relevant in hip hop for so long. Because there's so many twists and turns. Do you do this? Do you do that? And I think with Cube, he I think once you really start, and we're gonna talk about one of my people with this, but once you start getting that Hollywood money, I just feel like for hip hop, for so many people, this was the way out. So this is what we put all our energy into. We put all our time into writing these rhymes and saying them to our homeboys and changing stuff and all of that. And then when you doing barbershop 1, 2, and 3, and Are We There Yet 1, 2, and 3, and everything else 1, 2, and 3, I just don't think you're gonna be putting the same amount of time you're putting into these scripts that you're putting into your rhymes.
That money different though.
Yeah,
that money different.
It is different. Yeah. It is different.
I already know what Kill
Me
said
too.
and so forth.
Me too.
And you got this though, and you got the wife, and you got the wife and kids too. Like Cube was known for some real gangster, shit. So you got kids in junior high, high school. You can't be. I guess he thinking like, I can't be talking about shooting people in the face and shit no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think I gotta change shit subject matter, and to change Cube, we can't hear Cube like we hear Jay-Z now. If Cube try to do some 444 shit, we'd be like, nah.
Yeah,
that's not true. But and he can't. His type of rap just couldn't grow. But he almost like Chuck. Remember they talked that conscious stuff, and it just didn't grow the way they wanted to. And then, like Kill said, once that Hollywood money started coming, he's like, hold up, I can get 10 times this amount of money I was getting from this album stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Guaranteed bread.
Guaranteed bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Don't have to do
saying?
no shows.
Yeah, exactly. You wake up in the morning and you catching DVD sales and streaming sales and stuff like that. It's like, I don't need to do this no more. So when you get back into music, it's like playing basketball. If you ain't played ball in 6 months, when you go on the court, you're gonna get washed. You know what I'm saying? The same way with rap, I think you gotta keep relevant. There's not too many cats that can come off the bench lazy and just give you a whole album. He might be give you a 16, but he can give you an album worth something that you're gonna want to listen to, spend money on, and spend that time. Especially us at our age, we like, we in our 40s, like, nigga, you better be engaging me for these 14 joints. You know what I'm saying? That $14.99 you want me to spend on that could have went to my daughter. It better be a special, you know what I'm saying, when you're giving it to me. And if it ain't, then I'm not saying Cube not nice no more. I'm sure you're not saying that either. It's like we're not checking for him like that.
The music.
Yeah. And also the change that you could go through with the America's Most Wanted joint, it almost fit at that time because he was coming out of the NWA gangsta rap style, going into the, pro-black style, which was popular at that time, So he was able to do that. But like White said, if you're not writing your rhymes and you're not, perfecting your craft anymore, it's kind of hard for you to jump back in it. But Wreck, who you got next, man?
Man, I don't know if you was meaning to do this, but it ties into it, man. You did a whole 5-minute rant on this cat last week. So you know who I'm going to.
I got another 10-minute rant if you got time.
Lonnie.
Yes,
I want Lonnie.
Yes, sir.
Who y'all was doing?
I got to go to Lonnie, man. I haven't checked for that. I'm sorry, Common, my bad. I haven't checked for that cat.
Nah, he's Lonnie now.
Yeah, he's Lonnie now. But I haven't checked for that cat since B. B came out. I was good. I was full. I love the album front to back. That's one of those albums the way it has replay value, 10, 12, 13 years later for me. But he's put out 3-4 albums since then?
Probably 5.
Yeah, Finding Forever.
Finding Forever had a little bit of replay value for me.
That UMC joint.
Yeah.
Nobody smiling.
And listen, I bought Universal Mind Control. That's one of the last CDs, physical CDs I bought. I went to Best Buy and copped it. I was hyped on it. I liked the joint with him and Pharrell. I did. I just liked the Africa Bambaataa Zulu Nation feel to the song. So I didn't know what I was gonna get with the album. I was sadly mistaken.
Yes, sir.
The album
the last one.
Kill hit the nail on the head with his rant. For those that are watching and you haven't seen Kill's rant on the previous show, everything I'm about to say is the same shit Kill said a week ago. It's true. It holds true because it's just like White said, when you start getting guaranteed money 3 times what you getting on some possible shit, your priorities are gonna change. If you could tell me right now that I could quit my job, make 3 times what I'm making, and not have to deal with whatever BS I got to deal with, I'm gonna make some serious life-changing decisions.
Yes, sir.
And that's probably what he did. So for that, he's not on my list. He got to go. He got to go. If Common come out tomorrow and tell me that Primo and a few other cats that I still respect in the game produce this album, I'm not checking for it.
I feel you already checked my comment rant.
That's why I told him go to it because it's real. That rant, and Kill got many of them, but that rant, that's a real rant. Somebody want to come in here and debate it? Please let us know. but that's a real. That topic has weight. That's substantiated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, with me and Common, and the hard part for me is like, and prayerfully, nobody gets the fact like we don't like these people.
I love Common. I love Common.
I love Common. Like, yo, one day it'll all make sense and be like my favorite albums ever.
Yeah. Resurrection is one of my top 5 albums.
Yeah,
that's not this thing for me. It's the Cube thing. It's like when you're acting, I just don't think he got. I think after a while a lot of people start taking hip hop as like the damn. I got to do an album. Like, you know, the label calling you like, yo, you know your album. You like, damn. Like, there was a time when people couldn't wait to get into the studio. You know what I mean? And then it eventually grows to a place where it's like, damn, we gotta go to the studio. You know? And to me, I just feel like that's what I felt like, even from Common's last album. I mean, there's a couple of joints on there, but for me to look at like a Common album and be like, I don't really like it as a whole body of work. Like, that's the way I like Common. I know for a lot of younger cats, they in the iTunes generation, so when one song is good, we come from a generation where it was about a body of work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, you know, I'm like, yo, and then, like I said last week, I ain't even feeling the nigga with the acting shit either. So, Common don't gotta do nothing for me no more. I'm good. Every time he watch the movie, he still got the same accent. Sense like my in communication at Morgan in '92 was like, yo, you gotta lose whatever accent you got. This nigga still sounds stuffed up like I do right now.
Common got corny out of nowhere. To me. Yeah. He wasn't corny. There's something's like, okay, even from the women that you dating to the, like you said, the way he talked through the movies and shit. It's like everything is predictable with you. It's the same thing with you all the time. So it's like, and then the music. To be perfectly honest, like B was to me. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good album, but that was, like you said, that was a change to, okay, now I can't rock with him more. Maybe around the time that Common made Smoking Aces. Once he was in Smoking Aces, after that, you know what I'm saying? It was like things changed. And I was a Common fan. Like you said, I love Resurrection. I thought that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he disappointed me a lot. And it was like, I'm listening to it. It's like, okay, he's not paying attention. You can tell when the music is not their number one priority.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially when you hear them getting money other places, like, okay, well, you're trying to do this, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta find time to do an album. Yeah. Like Hill was like that. But there was a time when they couldn't wait to put their albums out. Mm-hmm. Now you gotta squeeze the album in when you in your trailer filming some Tarantino movie and shit. It ain't gonna be the same as when you in Chicago and you got No ID over here and you got the people that you rock with, you know what I'm saying, all the time. You trying to craft a masterpiece because that's your number one priority. Once you lose that, then it seems like everybody that we talking about right now, it seems like that's what it was. The music isn't their number one priority, and once that's not your number one thing, and that's not the thing that you're focusing on, it's going to suffer because then you're going in there and thinking that you can half-ass it, and the fans that love you like, nah, B, that ain't what I expect from you.
Man, on that Tribe documentary, they asked if they want to see the Tribe keep going, and Dave was like, man, no, I want them to stop because if it ain't real, you know, and that's the way I feel, man. Okay, if somebody dies, a lot of people don't want to see him in the casket. They're like, I want to remember him how he was when he was up and doing that thing. Correct. And that's how we feel about cats. It's like Common. I mean, I saw him at De La Rocca show in Atlanta. Oh my God. I mean, they killed that thing. So we know, bro, you are a spitter. You can come off the dome. You can put stuff together. So this what you're giving me, man, just stop. I'd rather you not do it. Sade, thank you, baby, for only coming 10 years at a time.
Once a day.
Yeah. Because at least, that Soldier Love, but y'all get the point of what I'm saying. You know, if you ain't going to bring what made me love you, then don't come at all.
Sidebar on Common. Every posse cut he ever been on, he got watched. My brother Malik pointed that out to me. Yeah, that he's like, yo, everything that he's been on with somebody else, he got watched on.
Everything. The bad part is, it ain't like he been on 1,000 posse cuts.
Common has never had the best verse on any song he's had with somebody else.
Nah, you're right.
Cannabis absolutely watched.
Yeah, he watched it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Cannabis was watching everybody else.
Yeah, the good music cipher that I referenced earlier. Yeah. He didn't even have to be on that. He had to be on that. Side murdered that. Pusha T murdered that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kanye murdered that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have to have Big Sean verse on that was crazy. I ain't a Big Sean fan at all.
What cipher is this that Kanye's murdering stuff? I missed this cipher.
The BET joint.
Oh shit! I don't watch BET, man. I do not watch BET TV. Fuck that.
They had the when they had
that shit.
When they had the sequels. Only watch the cipher. Okay. I only watch the cipher. You can catch it on YouTube.
Online like the day after.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they had the good music joint. It was Big Sean, Pusha, Kanye, Sahai, and Kanye.
Okay.
And the last thing I named couldn't have to be him.
not to give them an excuse, but you got, when we say still sharp and stills, you got to remember when Kanye was in his prime, like his circle consisted of like Black Thought, Mos Def. So you around these cats all the time. You got to stay on point. And once they don't spread out, they doing it like even Black Thought. He's staying on point because he get to like come off the top.
Black Thought is gonna tear your ass up, man. Black Thought will tear your ass up 10 minutes from now.
He needs some help though. He needs some milk. He about to need some milk with them clothes though. He killing me. He needs some milk with them clothes.
That's another component of all of this too, man. Cats get in a whole different vein.
Need some milk with them clothes, man.
All right. So we go with Kyle. The second dude I got on my joint is one of my favorite MCs in the '90s. Grand Puba, man. Grand Puba was my
music though, man.
What happened?
I said Puba don't put out no music no more, and I know you were the biggest fan. You the biggest Puba fan.
I just put something out probably about a year or two ago.
He put something out last year, but the problem with Puba was to me, like when I first heard All For One, like I listened to that all the time. Like Puba, I was almost at the point why these other two niggas in the group. I wasn't there with I was like, why these two niggas even here? Now since then, I'm going on the love Sadat. I've never been a big Jamal fan like that, but Puba was my dude. I know a lot of people that like Real to Real. I like Real to Real.
Real to Real.
Yeah, but I know a lot of dudes who are like, nah, Real to Real. I was like, I was good with that.
Yeah.
2000, he was getting too singy songy. Like it was like when that nigga straight did hold the la 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 means I love you. I'm like, this nigga is really gonna sing the whole damn song.
Puba was old then though. Puba might have been 50 when the real time.
Like an old then, and then on top of that, I felt like the whole. Again, this goes back to hip hop. Is like that whole 5% guy body thing was kind of played out by them. You know what I mean? Like when I first saw Brand Nubians, I was like, whoa, what is this? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. I always would hear Rakim, Assalamu Alaikum, and you see the Rakim stuff, but with Brand Nubians, for me being in Philly, it was like, okay, 5%ers, okay, whatever. But then that was kind of played out, and I think Puba just rapping about hitting skins just kind of got played out. But it was a time when Grand Puba was one of the nicest MCs.
I wish I could go back to that time.
It made
Puba still undefeated in posse cuts, by the way. He the opposite of what I was saying about homie. Like, you ain't never heard Puba get washed on anything. I was listening to Don't Curse today.
If I saw something that said featuring Puba, I was good money. Cause like you said, I knew that brand new Heavies joint he did, Big Blige joint he did, the Sprite commercials he did. Yes. Puba was a nasty dude at a time. And I mean, I get it for younger people watching that may not really know about Grand Puba, and they just see him as this old dude who come out and shows what. Puba was nice, and the crazy thing is his son is nice too. His son,
what's his name?
I forgot his name, but I seen like a YouTube clip, and it was something like somebody posted like, guess whose son this is? He's the son of a famous MC or whatever, and you can kind of see it a little bit, but I found out it was Puba's son, so he's dope. So, but yeah, Grand Puba was my dude, but that's my next joint. White, you got somebody else for us, man?
I got somebody who was named earlier. Actually, I got two people that I named earlier. But Kanye was actually the number one person on my list.
Okay.
And for things that were named earlier, it was that. But it's somebody else that's in my head right now that and it's a popular rapper too. I just forgot to write the name down. But Kanye was the guy I was first person on the list that I thought about when you sent me the topic. I was like, you gotta be Kanye. I remember like watching like documentaries when young Kanye was out.
Yeah.
You remember me and my man used to, we worked for Rockefeller for 8 years, you know what I'm saying? So we used to see Kanye around, you know what I'm saying? We used to see Kanye try to get his beats out there. And like once I heard him rhyming, I was like, yo, yeah, it's nice, yo. The first joint came out, crazy. Second joint came out, crazy. Third joint came out, crazy. I think Ye might have like 3 or 4 classics, which is something that not too many MCs out here right now can actually say. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Jay can say that. Other than that, who out right now can really say that? So for me to actually not rock with him anymore is actually very heartbreaking to me, because I rocked with Kanye. You know what I'm saying? He was somebody who said what he said, what a lot of guys wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed like he only had the heart to say it. And then once he got up with Old Girl and his mom passed away, it seemed like his whole mood has changed. So that's somebody that I really, I really left alone after that. But this topic was hard for me because when I latch onto an MC that I like, it's hard for me to let them go. You know what I'm saying? Like even through their ups and downs, it's hard for me to let them go. Like Nas used to be my number one rapper. You know what I'm saying? I used to argue Nas versus Jay-Z before the takeover. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, nah, Nas crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shit like everybody else. So, I almost kind of agree with Dennis about Nas. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like after life was, I think God's son was, Jay called him out when he broke down. That's why the takeover was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I want to
career in half a bar, yo.
I think Takeover was better than either. I know I'm one of the.
By far.
The song was better, but we heard Jay about to cry with Ange on Hot 97.
I think that's what it was. Nas was the only person up until before Renegade that gave Jay a standing 8 count. Like I said earlier, he put Mobb on the bench for 2 years.
Yeah. Yep.
And Mobb, this was like murder music Mobb. It was at their height. So for Jay to be like, nah, hold on. And I'm only going at one of your people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let them know, like, look, don't throw shots at the throne, basically. But he gave Nas the battery back. Nas came, back. It was nice. And then it seemed like I think that, like I said, that beat shit, you know what I'm saying? That shit is so, especially I was talking about lyrics earlier, that beat shit is important too. If you don't have that flow, it's like, yo, to hear Nas on a dope beat, like Nas' first album, that's the greatest hip hop album ever to me.
To a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you break that, like, think about the producers on that. Think about the stuff that he even put out. Like, there wasn't one weak record on there. To go from that to Nostradamus, like, what the fuck is going on in your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, you done changed that. And up and downs with the females and shit. He seemed like he got issues with that.
Yeah.
I think now it seems like Nas is in the most comfortable place he's been in 5-6 years. You know what I mean?
Live and learn.
Also, but what we were talking about earlier too, music is not Nas' number one focus right now.
Nah.
Yeah, it ain't.
You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of irons in the fire right now with, like I said, his investments and stuff like that. So I don't know how much Nas is sitting around writing, you know what I'm saying, the next Illmatic or the next whatever he wants to do, or his next thing.
Right.
Like you said, never gonna get that Primo joint. It's heartbreaking that they even teased us with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not to go too far with it, I felt the same way about Freddie and Jason. I was waiting for that shit forever. And when it came out, I was like, this is not what I wanted, dogs. Y'all could have just gave me a mixtape over beats that been already out, and I think I probably would have enjoyed that more
exactly
than what they gave me here. But that's a whole nother thing. That's probably a whole nother joint. But with Nas, I think he would have to be the one that I would talk about. Since we talked about Kanye before and talked about Nas before, but those guys right there is people that are really expected to just keep on going strong. Like Nas should have the same type of trajectory that Jay had. You know what I'm saying? there's no reason why he shouldn't have, because he's just as nice as him. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, that ear when it comes to the beats, Jay also picks excellent, beats when it comes to that. I think he has excellent ear when it comes to that. And he's able to make songs that everybody, like, it's people that are 21 that still anticipate a Jay-Z album. And that's a credit to him to be able to still reach some of the people. As much as, the social media try to say that they don't listen to Jay. Yes, y'all do, nigga. Yes, y'all do. Y'all listen to him more than y'all say y'all do. You know what I mean? Because y'all know how nice he is. You know what I mean? You can't deny Jay's talent. You can't deny some of the stuff. If you tell me you don't listen to Family Feud, I don't care what age you are. That's a fucking excellent record. You know what I'm saying? No matter how, what you listening to or what you listen to. You can listen to the Migos and say, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't deny that. And with Nas, he give you too many opportunities to point fingers and poke at it and be like, okay, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? I remember me and Kill talking about the song Nostradamus at someplace, I think it was in PG County. It was we were taking out, this is when we worked with Rockefeller, we were taking out the program directors. And me and Kill was talking about Nostradamus, and this one I was a Nas stan, so I would have defended everything. And Kill said, nigga, when I hear that shit, I just want to hear Let the Funk Flow by EPMD.
Yes.
Like, you know what? You absolutely. And I never looked at that like that, because like I said, I was in that stand mode, but he let me know, like, nah, nigga, that's smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? It's like the beat. It's not like you could really say, nah, he didn't really say nothing in that. It wasn't nothing that you could say, remember when he said this? I didn't have no comeback to that at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started looking at it like, yo, maybe my man is, you know what I'm saying? He's showing some chinks in his armor right now. And that was the down. Then, Jay put him back on, but then he
went back down.
Yes. Consistency, I think, with Nasir is the issue. It hurts me too, because he's one of my favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying, of all time. And I wish that he would just get back into that thing, but I think his life has moved on to where music ain't the most important thing, so I doubt we're going to ever see the Nas that we want to see again.
And I think the other thing with Nas is that with Jay, so many people now are like in love with Jay from the business standpoint. You know what I mean? And they love what he represents. Because I always say, it's Jay and Dame. Which place? And Jay lost all the money, and Beyonce left him, and that nigga was living back in Marcy. A lot of these Jay-Z fans would not be fucking with him no more. They fuck with him. They fuck with him because of what he represents. He represents wealth,
success,
black excellence.
Got some beautiful wife, power wife.
If that dude, and I just saw something today, and I hope it ain't true, because you see how all these women coming out like such and such, touch me, and niggas is losing their job. I saw something about it's about to be some people coming at Jay in a minute with that.
Bill Cosby syndrome shit. I'm not saying people ain't getting touched. I'm not saying that's not happening, but this is getting ridiculous.
I'm just saying, remember in them videos, they was pouring champagne on chicks.
I know it went down.
They apologize for the misogyny on Big Pimpin'. Like really? That's the only song you picked? I mean, y'all was wild.
It was wild.
But listen, like Superhead tried to lift the curtain, pull the curtain back on hip hop with her book. True. But I think that people look at people like her a little different. But we've all either heard stories about videos or seen videos being seen as like chicks and have to smash dudes to get the main, girl in video. So I think that when girls start talking about, or women start talking about what happened in hip hop music or any music genre, because I'm sure it was wild like that and rock music,
rock and roll, exactly.
So I think once people start talking about that and start really pointing fingers at people like that, it's going to be worse than I think what Hollywood is. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming next. Music is the next frontier.
They already got
they about to hit. Yeah.
They already got Russell. But I think that's the thing. I think if Jay was broke tomorrow and he ain't have a dime and he was living back in Brooklyn, it'd just be us Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt people still checking for him. Like, I feel like 80% of the industry would be like, Jay who? Like, he don't own this no more. He don't do Rockefeller Sports. He don't do no more Rock Nation, no more title. Like, dude is broke. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm done. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part, So it's almost like, because, and I always tell this story, and it's this flip in hip hop. Crossover came out, I want to say 92. I want to say that was my first year.
92.
Hear that line that Paris says, still I've never seen one rapper living comfortably. Like, that was that line. Like, when you think about that line and you think about Gangstar living in Ran from Marcellus's basement, you think about Tribe Called Quest, when Midnight Marauders out, and Tip is still living in his house in Queens, sleeping in a twin bed.
Yeah.
Where hip hop went after '95, you know, everything changed. You know what I mean? It became about money. It became about tricked us all to be like, yo, if you don't like us because you hate us, you know you hate.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Even if, and I'm not saying Puff made because he made great music, but even if he made whack music, people were scared to not like it because then it'd be like, oh, I'd be called a hater. You know what I mean? So I think that successful route, you know, and that was always Jay, you know, even when he was in the streets, you know, like I know niggas who was like, yo, I can't have a 5, an X5 no more. That's the baby mama car. Like Jay said, that's the baby mama car. Or I can't have a 4.0, I got a 4.6. You know, like when you can change grown men's minds into like, I don't want to
wear throwbacks no more.
Yeah.
You know what it was like. I always call Jay the Wiz, like one of the Wiz. Like, yo, we come green, okay, boom, we wearing green. Like, you know, whatever. So here's how it was. It was like, we ain't wearing jerseys? Okay, great. What we wear? Button-ups, cool. We ain't drink Cristal, like Jay said in line. We don't drink Cristal, so they asked me what we drinking. Like, niggas was looking at Jay for everything.
I think that era changed also when it was like, okay, it ain't about the music no more. You got to sell the music and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to sell the music and the lifestyle. The lifestyle, think about the crew that was dope at that time. You got Rough Riders. They had a different lifestyle with the motorcycles and the dogs and all that shit. Then you had Puff and them doing what they doing. You had Rockefeller doing what they doing. You had Death Row doing what they doing with the gangs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just different things. Like, okay, well, we got the music too, but now it's the lifestyle too. Then it was like, okay, now you got to live exactly Cash Money. Now you got to live what you talking. That wasn't important. We didn't give a fuck. We knew Run DMC didn't have all that shit they talking about. Right? It was still Run said it. It was dope the way he said it, and we liked it. But we didn't care that we know that you didn't shoot all them people. That wasn't important to us. But then at some point it changed to the point where it's okay. Well, now you got to live it because if you're going to talk that crazy shit, somebody going to test you sooner or later. And then that changed. So it's like when the lifestyle niggas started going on the road with goons instead of dancers. You know what I'm saying? When they just got out of jail and shit. So a lot of shit changed up. And then, after the shiny suit era, then you had DMX, and then you got 50 and them came in, did what they did, and it just changed. And it's like, okay, now I'm telling you the story. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 ain't really all that nice, but to be perfectly honest, like he ain't even the nicest dude in his crew. You know what I'm saying? He's not nice to them.
He's not. Banks is the nicest in that crew.
He's the nicest in the crew by far. He's not nicer than Buck. You know what I'm saying? But his story and the way that he sold himself was attractive to, to the masses, and it worked. And that's when people started paying attention to sales, and that's really when the chain. You know what I'm saying?
He a good point with the lifestyle because even with MTV Cribs, it became like, okay, we want to see where y'all live. We want to see the room. If you would have done MTV Cribs in '92, niggas would have been up in the Fort Greene projects, out in Queensbridge,
and it would not be a Cribs back then. Shit, niggas been like Rob.
Exactly, yeah, like Redman.
right with the lifestyle piece. Like, bro, what's another run through the people you got left?
All right, Lupe Fiasco.
On my list.
Okay, 2 or 3 more. Snoop started mailing in rhymes about 94.
He said mailing in rhymes.
What was Snoop last hit? Like Drop It Like It's Hot?
Nah, how big of a hit we talking? No. Sexual Seduction
or whatever
was a hit, and and the joint with
Beautiful.
Yeah, Beautiful. Those is like his last big joints.
Yeah. So
so that nigga, he ain't put out a hip hop album since before.
He got his last joint was dope, but we talking hits? Nah, ain't no hits on it.
Yeah, he started getting real late. Snoop reminded me of a boxer who wasn't hungry anymore, so I'm like, I'm gonna just leave you be over there. 2 more. Goody Mob. Actually 3 more. Goody Mob. And I don't care if none of y'all agree with me. Salt Pepper had 3 dope albums.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
He wasn't sleeping on Salt Pepper.
You absolutely right.
Yeah. And the last one, and it's funny, I didn't realize it was such a big break. X-Clan, freshman year, Georgia State, red, black, and green, bro. I'm ready to kill somebody,
Grand verbalizer, what time is it? Yo, X-Clan has some shit, boy.
So that first album, then Exodus. I'm like, all right, but again, their subject matter limited them I didn't realize they didn't have an album for 15 years after 92.
Yeah, they just put one out. You can't have an album when talking about Kill the White Man.
Yeah. Every now and then I still bring out though. This is protected by the red, the black.
Oh yeah, you got to.
I think Brother Jay enunciated better than anybody in hip hop to me. Bro, his voice was so clear and so dope. So those are the people that I was rocking with, but I don't feel no more. Don't mess with them on the hip hop side.
All right, no doubt, Nick. Who you got left?
Yeah, we doing the same people basically. Kanye is on there because like Yeezus and Pablo, I just wasn't a fan of. Snoop is another one who I loved in the beginning. Got lazy as his career went on, mailing it in.
Vern said he mailed it.
Ludacris was a dude I like. Ludacris ain't never have a classic album, but he always had good songs. Yeah. But he kind of fell off the further he got into his career.
Fast and Furious.
Hollywood.
Music ain't his focus no more. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Music ain't the focus. And Cameron, I was a fan of Cameron.
Yeah, he's on my list. Cam's on my list.
Come Home With Me, Purple Haze, the first Diplomats. After that, it's just like, what happened, bro? Like,
we speaking of Luda about today. I was saying how Jada washed Luda and Nas on that They Shoot remix.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I was listening to that before we started, like 5 minutes before I was like, I had my mans on my boys on the group text like, yo, Jada really did wash both of them easily too. You know what I mean? And I can't say that about Nas too much, but like Jada walked through him and Luda.
Yeah.
And quick Nas story, because I'm a diehard Nas fan too. When Nostradamus came out, because you gotta remember I'm in the South, so a lot of people didn't mess with a lot of New York cats in my circle anyway. I can't speak for the whole South, but when Nostradamus came out, that was their one chance to like, nigga, what Nick? What you doing, I used to stay in the house till it's dark and shit. Now I come outside at night. They like, that nigga Nas.
That's great.
Nostradamus hurt, boy. That hurt.
Nas also put out, didn't he put out 2 singles with the same beat?
Yeah.
Hip
Hop is dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Thief Thing.
Thief Thing.
Thief Thing
was a lot better to me. It was slower, a lot more gutter. It was like,
you know, Will.i.am had to like radio it up for the Hip Hop is Dead.
Yeah.
He messed that up.
Whenever Nas is getting with Will.i.am,
That's a problem. That's a problem, man. That's a problem.
That's an excellent point. Nas might have to be at the top of my list right now. You might. The mere fact that he went to Will.i.am and said, "Yo, I'm gonna put this out as a single." You know what I'm saying?
The same song I did the last album.
But the Will.i.am and said, "Use the same sample."
Yeah.
So which came first? The Thief thing first?
Thief
Thing
thing
was
came
first. Because that was on Streets Disciple.
Oh, that makes it even worse. Yeah, even worse. And y'all fucked it up when you came with the next one.
Nas is a testament to the value of an A&R.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Who was it? Fonte said you need some people in your life. NN nigga committee or something like that. I forgot how
Fonte
he said.
is fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I love that dude. But yeah.
Yeah, somebody should have told Nas like, nah, son, don't do that.
You gotta have that dude on your team who will tell you the truth. But then you're scared to tell you the truth, like, yo, that shit whack, nigga, get the fuck out, stupid. Like, yo, who gonna tell AI he can come off the bench in Memphis? Like, yo, that nigga pay my mama rent, my grandmama rent. No AI, nothing. Like, yo, nigga, you on straws. Like, yo, nigga, you really need to come off the bench. But that ain't gonna happen. Right, who you got left, man?
Ye is on my list for all the reasons y'all said. Wale, I was interested in Wale's career early, man, when he came out with the Friends mixtape. I had been hearing about him, and just I was checking for him. After Pretty Girls, I don't know what the fuck happened.
On the Wale front, you know what I do mess with? I mess with Wale when he makes girl songs.
Yeah, when he make female joints, they banging.
About girls like Bad and like the joint he got with Usher. That
Usher, yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Pretty Girls with the Go-Go and all that. Like I was digging it.
But back, my bad. What were you saying, right?
No, you good. You making a solid point. I ain't gonna stop you. I mean, I was good for Wale. I was checking for him, but it seemed like once he got on MMG, everything changed.
Bingo.
And I get it. We was told that wasn't gonna happen, and it did. So whatever.
Man, let me jump on your Wale too.
Go ahead.
He tricked me, man. I saw that. that
So you saw what I saw.
The Rouge joint. I'm like, yeah, okay. No, man.
No, we got hoodwinked, man. We definitely got hoodwinked with Wale's career. The last time Wale was dope had to have been about 5 years ago. We got hoodwinked with Wale, man. He is nice. He has the potential to do some good things. Right.
Wale say a lot of shit that will go over people's head. Like he used a Vice like reference. No, dead ass in a freestyle. I'm like, yo, who the hell would know?
And people wouldn't know who that is. But that's the thing too. You can't go over too many people's heads in 2017 because motherfuckers just ain't gonna know what the fuck we talking about, and they ain't gonna care to look at that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know it is too, and I always want to make these little asterisks. Wale coming into the game is reminiscent to me of 2000s. Of what I mean by that is like, y'all know Cassidy grew up across the street from me. That's my you know what I mean? And I would be telling people, yo, this boy Cassidy is nice. He's nice. Yo, when Hotel came out, niggas was looking at me like, yo, you
get the looks like niggas.
Yeah. Exactly.
This the nigga you talking about.
Yeah.
And that showed me, and the funny thing is I got a lot of Brooklyn niggas who said the same thing about Fab. They be like, yo, this nigga Fab on these Desert Storm Clue tapes is nasty. Yo, when I would see Fab a little more, I'm like, this nigga? Like, I didn't know Fab was nice until I heard Breathe, because I never heard that.
So you didn't know.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's the way the industry changes.
Correct.
Thousands came.
Put the pressure on you to make some radio records.
You gotta make a certain type of song, because when I seen Cassidy with fucking R. Kelly with the mask on, I'm like,
yeah, that Pied Piper Kelly.
Yo, you don't understand, yo. We would be on the block and like 30 niggas would just come on our block and just want to battle, and he would just rip everybody to shreds. So to see all these joints. So I think with Wale too, it's a different time in hip hop where you can't just come out. People gotta keep in mind that when we had hip hop, nobody knew what to do with the shit. You got a deal. It was just like, yo, go and do whatever the fuck y'all do. Then after time, it became well, we gonna sign you, but then this is the way we gonna work towards, whatever like that. But my bad, Ref. What else?
Nah, you good, man. It's a solid point. The industry will change your whole shit, and before you know it, you 10 years in the game with a bunch of bullshit.
That shit about Cassidy and Hotel is fucking hilarious.
Yo, man.
I never thought about that. Like, yo, you absolutely right. Like, listen to the Cassidy. I know, like, if Cassidy that battle Freeway would have never made that fucking song. Never would have made that.
Not at all.
Bro, everybody from
Family Sport would have never been on a song with Little Mo. Yeah, I like Little Mo, but he would have never did that shit. You know what I'm saying? The Fab that was on the joint. I remember he did a joint with it was him, Lloyd Banks, and Busta going over some Wu-Tang beat off of the Screw tape. I mean, ridiculous. Fab one of my favorite MCs. I think Fab is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he's nice as hell.
But like Kill said, like when you hear those radio albums, it's like, man, like I don't. Fab best albums was his mixtapes.
But that's why Fab.
He don't got one studio album better than any of his soul tapes. Not one.
Right. Yeah. But I respect him at least getting you the soul tapes. So I could get that because I know you gotta eat. So still just give me a mixtape and keep us fed too. And I don't got no beef with that.
Right.
Summertime shootouts was crazy.
Summertime shootouts was retarded.
Right, much better than the joint that him and Jada just put out. And Jada, another one of my favorite MCs, was like, it seemed like y'all was looking to try to conform. Like, I shouldn't hear y'all on no song with Future, B.
Exactly. And then
I shouldn't hear that.
Who doubled down and said, you know what's going to be even better? Let's get Young Jeezy and Yo Gotti. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
You're absolutely right. Like, I don't need that. I need to hear what I need to hear. Like, don't try to sell it to the masses because they're not going to take it anyway.
Exactly.
25, 26 years old. That's what
I think the initial idea got lost in the sauce.
My bad.
Nah, you good. Another person I got on my list, and it really hurts me to put her on my list, man. Erykah Badu. I have not checked for Erykah Badu since the the Underground joint. Forget the name of the album.
Yeah,
it was
Worldwide
Underground. Yeah, Worldwide Underground. That was her last solid, no rewind, replay everything album to me. And my last actually I got two more. De La, I ain't gotta say why. Gotta say why. And Nick hit the nail on the head, man. Cameron, I don't know if you guys remember this episode of Rap City when I used to watch BET. But Cameron and believe it or not, Charlie Baltimore had an episode with Joe Claire. Yeah. Cameron did the whole. He was all up in Charlie Baltimore's shit, spit. Yeah. Cameron used to. Yes, Cameron used to be nice.
I saw one of the Rap City joints when Cam was like I think he was counting money.
Yeah,
right with the Dipset. I'm like, yo,
yes,
the nigga was so relaxed and just hit me with
exactly.
He should have did like that from Paid in Full.
Right, but that's the thing. Like Cam was so nice, and after that nigga said computers booting and all that, I was done. After the Purple Haze album, I was done.
They was smoking everything else. Too much. All the niggas smoking way too much. Him, Jewels, Jimmy, they smoking way too much.
But that should not take away from your greatness. Weed is supposed to enhance that shit. When you smoking too much to where you start talking about computers booting, you something got to go. Either you need to put the fucking pen down or put the blunt down. Pick one.
Nobody in the circle to do the A&R.
Yo, they ain't have that nah nigga.
Yeah.
You know, but
funny thing, I feel you on Cam and White. You probably don't even remember this story, man. Because people don't know, me and White used to commute into DC together back like 10 years ago or whatever. And one day I dropped you off at the gig and you gave me the CD, the promo CD for Oh Boy, the Just Blaze joint.
Yeah, I hate
it. Like a minute later, like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, crazy, like that Just Blaze joint, and Cam blazed it. So I feel you. Cam was, I love
it.
It was nice.
When you can get a whole borough of fucking Harlem niggas to wear pink proudly with no issue. You got niggas wearing pink Timbs, and for those that are from the New York, New Jersey area, Philly, y'all know Timbs is like slippers to niggas.
Cam had a pink range.
Yes, that he just sold on eBay like a year or two ago.
Yeah, pink fur coats and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Actually, you know what?
As much as they pink bandanas.
I miss Dipset now.
Yeah,
I miss Dipset. I miss G Unit. I miss them.
Yeah, those
niggas right here don't do it for me like that.
Those crews were needed to keep niggas checked. You just wasn't gonna run up on somebody's stage and throw no shit up. You was gonna get fucked up.
Yo, and the thing about Cam too is like, from Paid in Full, it's like, even when he got shot up in DC in a Lambo, I'm gonna drive myself to the hospital. Like,
exactly,
cops, man. So Cam kept the street cred.
Yeah, that's who I got though, man.
I got one.
I ain't doing that.
I got to say Mary.
JR, see this? JR gonna come for your neck, Playboy. Yeah, I ain't messing with you on that. The one person though, I know, right? The one person, my bad, that I forgot, and Kill's hat reminded me. I had big hopes for this dude, Stat Quo.
Oh yeah.
I thought Stat Quo was the next cat.
But he got on Eminem's label. You know how that goes.
Yeah, and he just.
You ain't coming out. So get over there in that shady aftermath.
That's it.
You might not come out.
That's why I'm hoping for Westside Gunn and those guys, man. I'm praying for them, man. I need them.
Westside Gunn is nice, yo.
I need them to stay consistent, man.
Conway. Did y'all see Eminem's track list?
Yeah.
No, I don't check for M.
We gonna talk about.
Why you got all of them cats over there?
We gonna talk about that, Nick.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Kill.
Let me get to this. I got Tretch, because a lot of people think Tretch is just this anthem rapper. Tretch was nasty.
Killer. Writer too, and a writer too.
Yeah, the joint off New Jersey Sound, New Jersey Drive, he had connections. Yeah. Like, Tretch was nasty. I just think a while that the anthems got played out the craziest, and KG started doing more R&B stuff with Jaheim.
Stretch started doing movies.
Right, there you go again. But Tretch was nasty. I can't have this conversation without talking about my man Big Daddy Kane.
You already know.
I already know how I feel about that. But I mean, Kane, to me, 2 classic albums, and then just after that with the Taste of Chocolate and all the people with Barry White.
My.
Yeah.
Kane was posing nude, fucking.
Yeah, Madonna.
Taking pictures in speedos.
Shit changed.
It was like, and then too, the wild part is I know Kane is salty because I remember the Don't Curse video and he had on the lace, like the silk shirt.
Yeah, doing shit. Some shit.
Yeah, you know, but the crazy thing is like he was ahead of his time because then fast forward 5 years and now you got Jay.
That's what everybody doing.
Shirt with the champagne. So we just wasn't like everybody else in the video looking hip hop, and then Kane coming in with the silk shirt
with the Playboy shit on.
Yeah, with the Playboy. I had comment for me, Rakim. A lot of that was the production, and I also felt like the new wave of MCs coming in because I felt like in the '80s it was always Kane, Rakim, or G-Rap, and then going into the '90s now we had the Big, the J, the Pac, and the Nas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just didn't fit in. Same thing with KRS, and the same thing with
number one on my MC list, by the way. KRS One.
Yes, sir.
If I had $50 left in my life, and I had to bet on somebody for a 16 to win, I would bet on KRS One. KRS One is the best. He's the best MC I ever seen because he can do everything. He can do everything. KRS can do a radio song. He can do a conscious song. He can do a party song. He can do it with a Jamaican accent. He can do whatever you want. He can do it off the top of the head. Me and my brother Tommy went to the Palladium, 1995.
Wow.
Seeing KRS-One perform for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Damn.
Nothing but heat. Nothing but heat. Like hit after hit after hit after hit. And then he would bring niggas on stage and he would do 25 minutes to a half hour of freestyle shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he would go back to hit after hit after hit. It's like, yo, this motherfucker is really nice. And it's like, yo, who you know ever? Like, everybody say, well, Nelly beat him. Like, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Nobody cared about.
Who said that?
KRS has never lost a battle. Never lost. I mean, I can say the same thing about LL too, but yeah, exactly. I can say the same thing about LL too. But LL's never lost a battle. LL was actually the fifth guy on my list.
Yeah, I got him.
LL Cool J. I actually was I was never a big LL fan growing up. Like when him and MC Shan had their little shit, I was an MC Shan fan. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until recently till I started to give LL the props that he deserved. Because I was like, you know what? I'm listening to some songs and shit. I'm like, yo, L's still that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like L will still give you that hot 16, but then it's like L formula for his last 4 albums was, I'm gonna give you the song with some singing. I'm gonna give you the posse cut with some of these recent niggas to let you know that I'm still good. Yeah. And then the rest of that shit gonna be straight hot garbage.
Man, we gotta put him in the corner for that head sprung junk though, man. He gotta sit in town.
Yeah, What he got with the dump scalp on?
I hated head sprung, yo.
That was awful, boy.
Awful.
Timberland too. Timberland got to sit in the corner with him. Like why you do L like that?
Yo, and the last person I got on the R&B front is the Roots. I don't need another Roots album. I'm good with them. I'm good. I don't need another Roots album. And I think so many times I hear people talking and like, oh, but they got 15, 16 albums out, but they ain't all good. Like
you didn't like and then you shoot your cousin.
I didn't because of the fuck was about. Like,
you know what? Black Thought wasn't even on half the album.
Yeah, like there was songs where Black Thought wasn't even on it. Like to me, and I always say this about Thought. I love Thought. Nigga, I'm from Philly. I love Thought to death, but the nigga is just a spitter, and there's nothing wrong with being a spitter. But as far as telling the story, like I guarantee you, if you had, and I always say this, you say, "Yo, Roots and Outkast make a song about your baby mama drama." Outkast gonna make Miss Jackson. You ain't gonna know what the fuck the Roots talking about. Like you have no idea. Like Quest is like, yo, and they always want to be so deep. It's like, yo, and then you shoot your cousin it's backwards, so you gotta play it from what the fuck? I don't want to play no shit backwards. That's like, no, play the song. Like, and even if you heard and then you shoot your cousin or the joint undone, you really honestly can't sit here and tell me that you get the story. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need you need cliff notes to read to understand the albums. Like, I ain't need no cliff notes to listen to, I used to love her. or shit like that. Like, yo, you know, you listen to a song like, oh, he's telling a story, like Stolen Moments with Kanye. Oh, he's telling a story about somebody breaking into his crib. He got found out. You ain't getting that shit from me. And so I'm good. And I've already said before, I'll take a Black Thought album, solo album, but I don't want nobody who knows how to read no fucking music.
Indeed.
All I want is SP12s and MPs and machines and records. I just want samples and thoughts spitting. If you know how to read,
it's a shame we didn't get one of those, actually.
Yeah,
it's a shame we get a solo.
I hope we do, man.
Hey,
y'all don't want that because y'all gonna get thought over Ninth Wonder beats. That's what y'all.
Yeah, but that making of a murderer, you got to give Knife credit, man.
See, I didn't like the joint. I thought
you didn't like Making of a Murderer.
I didn't like the beat. I mean, it was cool, man.
Yeah, but I know how you feel about Knife, so your response doesn't surprise me.
It's nothing personal with Knife. It's not.
No, I know that.
There are times when I'm like, oh shit, this is Rhapsody. I like this beat. Is it Knife? No, it's not. Shit.
It'll be somebody off the Soul Council. It'll be Crisis or somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right. I was a Knife fan, Kel.
What you say?
I didn't know you weren't a Knife fan.
I'm not a Knife fan.
He's not a Knife fan.
Me and Kill had this conversation. It's just that it's like for me, right? So if I hear somebody do a certain scratch and I figure out how to do it, it loses its luster to me because now I can do the same thing. Kill feels the same way with Knife. If you can figure out how somebody did something and it's not too complex, then where's the lure in it? Where's the luster? Ask Kill about Alchemist. He loved Alchemist to death because it's gonna take you 10, 20 years to figure out what the fuck he's sampling and what he's doing. It's not as complex as people put it out to be.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Yeah, I am not a Knife.
Trust me, White. Me and Kill had this conversation early.
Like I said, I do like Knife, so it's not that I'm not a Knife fan. I just don't see the hype. Because when I'm talking to people, they're like, yo, here's my Mount Rushmore producers. Primo, Pete Rock, Ninth Wonder. And I'm like, what the fuck? Whoa.
Yeah, I'm putting Knife in the same class as Pete Rock.
Yeah, like no, we gotta calm down, y'all. Like, y'all putting them up here with, so no Jay Dilla, so no Bomb Squad, no Lord Professor. Like, we just forgot about all them and Knife. So, and then it's like, and my man Biz told me this at Morgan. He said, Kill, man, if you could hoop as good as Michael Jordan, would you be so amazed by that nigga? You know? And it's like, nah, and I'm not saying I'm as good as Knife. I'm not saying that, but what Knife does is Knife loops up records. Like me coming up White, and you know, with JP and other producers and Roots and Bezo, it's like we was looking at Primo like, yo, how did he do that shit?
Yeah.
How did Pete do that shit? So for me, being a producer is always about like, if I can like, oh, he just looped up such and such. Like Rex says, it kind of loses its luster for me. And it's like with Alchemist, I'll be like, yo, how the fuck? I'll be scratching my head like, I don't know how he did that. Or Jake won when they did that shit with
Jake is fucking
on that daylight joint.
Yes. Rock cocaine joint. And there's a video out for that. He does show how he did it.
Right. But before the video, I'm just sitting here like, yo, how did he do that? You know, so me being a producer, I'm always gonna judge producers harder than like the average person, just because it's just like you gotta do a trick or something for me.
What's your thoughts about Havoc on the production side?
I think Hav is one of the illest. I just think there came a time in hip hop where everybody wanted to get away from sampling because of the lawsuits. And when Hav kind of stopped sampling, it changed the flow of his beats. You know what I mean? Again, with hip hop, we're always changing. Like when Roots was schooling me on making beats, he used to always tell me, yo, Kill, your snares gotta sound like a pimp slapping his bitch. Like those things. That was the quote. It was like, and when you listen to the Infamous and Hell on Earth, that's what you hear. You know, and it was weird because I give Havoc credit because I think when Alchemist came into the circle, for him letting him produce for them. You know, so you won't seldomly find a A-list producer let a no-name producer come in and produce for them. So I don't know if it was like Havoc kind of knew, like I'm not really into making beats no more. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let this.
That is true. Once Al started producing, it seemed like that's when Havoc started rhyming more. You know, it freed him up to do more of that stuff. So, and I mean, that was some of the best music Mobb ever made. No, when they linked up with Al.
Yeah, no doubt. What you said?
I left out two, but I'll wait till
What you got, bro? No, you got.
D'Angelo.
Oh man,
Bro, you ain't like the last one?
Man, no.
I did not.
I think, man, and I've been
He done picked up the album.
I've been listening to his producer on his podcast a lot, and I just say his. Bro, don't tell me that it's so above my head. I'm smart. I love music. I know this. So don't tell me you splitting atoms. No, man, you mumbling. You know, it's the same way I used to get pissed off when people say, "Oh, you don't get this album because it's a smoker's album." Why I gotta be high
to appreciate it?
Yeah.
Should be good regardless.
I don't like it. It ain't all that. Yeah, he's dope, but I'm cool from the old stuff. And then the other person, and I can't check for him because he's dead. But bro, after I would say after Parade. Prince put out about 800 albums.
Yeah.
And I don't hear none of them.
The funny thing is, I jotted this down over here to talk about people with their longevity. And my biggest thing always is when you go to a concert, you want to hear Prince, 79 to 84, 85, all the new shit.
84, 85.
And you want to hear that, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. And on the R&B front, I got John Legend a lot because I like the first album to get lifted. I like the production. Keisha Cole, I feel like production with songwriting. Keisha can sing her ass off, but it's songwriting. And then Tony Braxton, same production. Alienate the crowd, but that's that. Right, give them all your information, bro.
Oh man. So check it out, man. I got a new episode of The Foundation up finally, man, after resetting, man. I appreciate the patience. You can go check it out at JWreck1 on SoundCloud. Follow me there. My Twitter is at DJ Wreck1. I'm very active on that. You can follow me there. And then my IG is at Worldwide Rec1.
All right. White, give them any of your social media stuff where they can get at you, man.
All right, Dwight from Jers on IG, Jers with a Z. Same thing on Twitter.
All right, Nick, give them all your stuff, bro.
Yeah, Twitter is just at Balloon, just like De La Soul Balloon Monster.
You have to change that thing.
And Instagram, they never gonna get it. So Kill, he gonna tag me when he post it up because it's 14 karat gold slum computer wizard, but that's the IG thing. That's why I say wait for Kill to post it up.
They up my characters on Twitter just to yeah, I'm glad you showing that joint, bro. Give them all your stuff, bro.
Twitter at BChandler10, Instagram BEChandler10. Hey, White, what's your Instagram again?
Dwight from Jers.
I just followed him.
Okay.
JERZ.
All right. And y'all already know this with me, Kill889 on Twitter and IG. We'll make beats for food, man. I appreciate y'all. Yo, let's chop it up again, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shit was dope, man. Thanks for letting me in, brothers. I appreciate it. It was definitely dope.
Enjoyed it.